This is the camera that carried me to 1,000 subscribers. It's a low light beast, shoots in 4K, and has the best autofocus known to man. All right, maybe not the best known to man, but it's giving top 2 energy, and definitely not number 2. But the specs aren't the only reason why this camera helped me reach 1,000 subscribers. To paint the full picture, let's start from the beginning. Like most, I started my YouTube channel using my phone, and it didn't take long for me to realize that it wasn't for me. Besides the fact that I didn't like using my phone as my main camera, other things like running out of storage space, draining the battery, and constantly getting distracted made the process much more stressful than I hoped. So I decided to look for other camera options. This led to my first official camera, the Canon M50. It's a small, less intimidating camera, but still gave off that I'm an official YouTuber energy. And let's be real, it's cheap enough that if I failed miserably at YouTube, at least I wouldn't break the bank in the process. So I started making video after video with the M50. And everything was great until I started seeing certain pain points that sucked the joy out of my creative process. Things like the 1.6 crop factor and the 4K limitations became an issue. And the fact that I had to buy a micro HDMI cable instead of using one of the full-size ones that I already had. Just what I needed. Another tiny cable that I was destined to lose multiple times over. But by this time, I knew I wanted to commit to this YouTube channel. So I had a decision to make. Do I keep making videos with the M50 that's siphoning my joy of creating content, or do I invest in a camera that reduces the friction but also expands my creative potential? When I broke it down like that, it was an easy decision to make. So I started looking for a new camera again. And it's been about 2 years since I got the M50, so I was looking forward to seeing what other options were out there. But what I thought was going to be a quick search turned into hours, then days, then weeks, and then months. I thought the search would never end. But I narrowed it down to these 2 options, the Canon R5 and the Sony A7S III. Both cameras were full frame, both offered 4K recording, and both had great autofocus, which was exactly what I was looking for. Now, I bet you're thinking that I stuck with Canon, right? Since I was already using their camera system? Yeah, it didn't work out like that. As I watched more reviews about the 2 cameras, I started leaning more towards the Sony. Things like the no record limit, no overheating issues, and the ability to save my video settings to specific memory switches drew me in even more. I definitely saw myself using this camera for all my future videos. But that price tag still had a hold on me. So I decided to rent the camera and lens to test it out. But I only budgeted for 8 days. 8 days to test this camera setup and figure out if it was worth the investment or not. I knew it was gonna be tough, but I was up for the challenge. And about halfway through the week, something interesting happened. The joy that I had for creating content started coming back. And at that point, I knew I had to have this thing. The autofocus was amazing. The full HDMI was a breath of fresh air, and the battery life was better than I expected. And most importantly, it felt fun creating with the A7S III. I filmed as much as I could within those 8 days. And the more I filmed, the more I fell in love with this camera. So the day before I packed it up to return it, I took the leap and bought the A7S III for myself. Fast forward to today, almost 2 years later, multiple videos uploaded and 125,000 views in. I was able to gain 1,000 subscribers while steadily approaching the 4,000 watch hours. And it's all because of this little guy. But honestly, the A7S III has done more for me than just boost my vanity metrics. It eliminated all of the friction I had with the M50. From having to shoot manual mode for everything, to the long setup process for different shots. Now, I feel more confident about the content I'm creating and have fun doing it. Not worrying about my camera overheating or the recording stopping mid-shoot was a huge difference. And having the memory switches helped speed up the filming process and get multiple types of shots quickly. I could just focus on coming up with great ideas and delivering great content instead of worrying about whether I'm in focus. It allowed me to be more creative and adventurous with my shots. And with each video uploading, I grew more confident and excited about the content I created, which leads to the quality content that you enjoy. I couldn't be happier with my decision to buy this camera and invest in myself. And even though I feel like it carried me to 1,000 subscribers and more, the truth is none of this would have been possible without you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing my content. It gave me the strength that I needed to keep pushing. I've read every single comment, some more than once, and it's hard to believe that 1,000 of you believe that my content was worth subscribing to. 1,000 of you. That's a lot of people that said yes, sign me up for more, to my content. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. So let's keep this thing going. I have so much more to offer and so much more to learn. And we're just getting started. Welcome to the Tech Tribe. Deuces.